This question has always been easy to answer. Of course, drunk life is the most fun. How can a sober life be any fun at all? This is how black and white I've looked at it until very recently. In fact, I could never ever imagine a life without booze, because a life without booze means no fun. No more partying, no more wine tasting, no more full-on Michelin star restaurant experiences, no more pints of beer along with heavenly picanha, and also no more alcohol to calm my body when I'm stressed and depressed. For the longest, alcohol has been my only coping mechanism for dealing with fun and sadness. And what I realize now is that my constant need for fun having has been the reason for all the streaks of many days and even months of sadness. Honestly, it's not hard to go down this road when you think about it. The social construct of our world is dedicated to booze. Try to name just one example of socializing in today's world that doesn't involve alcohol. It's difficult. This is why imagining a life without alcohol seems almost impossible for most people, including me. If you go to a party and sip lemon-flavored soda water, people will be weirded out. In fact, it will almost be frowned upon. In other words, very few people are aware that a sober life is even a concept that exists. Not that you can't enjoy alcohol in moderation. Many people are able to do that, but there are certainly also many people like me who shove the problematic element of heavy boozing under the rug. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't have a lot of experience with sobriety. As of now, I probably have less than 6 months of sobriety since 2006, where I started drinking on a daily basis.
Jon, you are so immature, you are.
So beautiful. Itlas. Most of that time I've been on the keto diet, which is a miserable health regimen that allows for very little fun, although it's extremely good for you, but that's a topic for a different video. Basically, it's the last 45 days of being sober that is the basis of my answer to the title of this video. So, sober or drunk, what do I think is the best way of living and the most fun? Let's start with a drunk life. Even though my alcohol abuse eventually got to the point of slowly ruining my life, I certainly also have amazing memories from my boozed up lifestyle. What I love the most about drinking is the dopamine rush I get every time I head to a nice restaurant for lunch. I would eat out almost on a daily basis since I live here in Portugal, where you can get a bottle of wine and a beautiful meal for 15 to 20 euros. Same dopamine rush would happen for dinner, where I usually also would go out on a daily basis. It has kind of made my life feel like an eternal vacation, although it also got to a point where the magic of eating out just disappeared. Another thing I love about drinking is hanging out with my friends. I have some pretty wonderful friends who are smart, funny, and interesting to hang out with. So when you get together on a warm Friday afternoon, fridge is full of beer, white wine, there's even gin in the freezer, you know life is good. That Friday afternoon would then transition into the following day, where we would go to have brunch, lunch, and then booze in the evening, and all to be concluded on a Sunday afternoon. This is how my weekends have been for a number of years now, and it's also been probably my favorite thing about drinking. I just love those weekends. For me, it's been the ultimate escape from disciplined adulthood, along with the daily anxiety and worries of life. But that's also how it got more and more dangerous, because I have been chasing that weekend escape throughout the week. Even Monday afternoon, and when I say afternoon, I mean 12:01. This would of course affect my work and subsequently my finances. Remember that I also have to attend to my daily lunch and dinner regimen. Generally, I would get some work done, but not nearly enough. So not only am I spending tons of money on filling the fridge with booze, in addition to eating out every single day,
Stop. Jon. Stop. Altid lidt.
Men det er godt her. I'm producing less YouTube videos, which leads to less views, less subscribers, which is directly obliterating my dream of becoming a successful YouTuber. When I look at the last 45 days of my sober life, there's definitely not as much action as before, not the same amount of fun, you know. My parents were here for 2 weeks, so we went out to a lot of restaurants and, you know, having fun, but just with no booze. And that was a big challenge for me because I've never really tried that before. Turns out I actually don't mind it. I don't have to be drunk to go out and socialize. And I've found out that non-alcoholic beer is not as bad as I thought. Especially the German ones are excellent, and sometimes I can't even tell the difference. In other words, I don't find it miserable to socialize when I'm sober, and that's a huge bonus. Even more of a bonus is waking up with a clear head. No hangover, but instead energy and motivation to continue yesterday's work towards goals and ambitions. I've also noticed that I'm much more excited about life when I don't drink. My feelings aren't sedated to the point where I have the same reactions to both negative and positive news. I've especially fallen in love with a sober life because I have so many exciting projects to work on. Projects I now have time and capacity to actually do. We are currently selling luxury villas here in Madeira. We are also building the world's first luxury villa project that is based on the blockchain with NFT ownership. We have several YouTube channels going now with editors being hired to optimize output. We have upcoming video trips traveling around the world, and all these projects together makes sobriety so much easier. I am never bored, and I think that's a very important part of successfully dealing with a sober life. Sober boredom will probably lead to boozy fun. And boozy fun will lead to, well, we've been over that. So what is the conclusion? I think it all depends on how capable or incapable you are of dealing with alcohol. Some people are capable of moderation, but if you are like me, chances are that alcohol is negatively affecting the things in life that truly matter. I genuinely miss the blissful alcohol-induced weekends with my friends. I miss having a nice bottle of wine at a good restaurant, but since I'm unable to limit these experiences to 1 or 2 glasses, I will have to do without. For me, sober life is a lot more meaningful. My relationship with Amelia is better in every way. Every way. We are making more YouTube videos, better videos, I think. We're moving in the right direction where our goals seem more attainable and realistic. I'm much happier with almost only good days. And yes, I track my mood every day. The boozy lifestyle led me to ignoring many of my responsibilities, and that only leads to more anxious thoughts in the back of my head. And altogether they would accumulate, leading me to drink even more to escape even further. For me, right now, the sober life wins, but it's definitely a sacrifice to not have the blissful weekend getaway drunk ticket. In reality, though, I think there is very few benefits to drinking, where sobriety seems to carry infinite upside. But what do you think? Cheers and tea? It's tea? I'm having tea today. Ginger tea.